Digital issuance is more than a smart contract. It is an enterprise ecosystem connecting investors, issuers, compliance, custody, settlement, and reporting. In this section, we will use a reference architecture to see how regulated tokenized assets operate end-to-end. We now shift from market opportunity to implementation. We've seen what digital assets are becoming. The next question is, what platform capabilities are needed to issue, control, settle, and report them safely? A reference architecture is the master blueprint for a digital issuance platform. Before teams choose products or write code, it connects business goals, regulatory obligations, technology choices, and operating responsibilities. That reduces ambiguity by giving issuance, compliance, custody, settlement, APIs, and blockchain infrastructure a defined role. It also gives executives, architects, engineers, and control teams a shared language, so designs can be repeated across funds, bonds, equities, and real-world assets, while trade-offs surface early. Digital issuance works best as an enterprise operating layer, not as a standalone blockchain app. Users may enter through portals and consoles, but the platform coordinates the real work: tokenization, compliance, issuance workflows, transfers, lifecycle events, and reporting. Underneath, it connects to custody, settlement, identity, APIs, monitoring, and blockchain infrastructure. Around it, enterprise systems such as banking, fund administration, payments, CRM, and reporting keep business operations synchronized end-to-end. The platform can be viewed as 4 capability layers working as one operating model. The experience layer gives issuers, investors, and administrators clear entry points. The digital asset layer creates and manages tokenized instruments across their lifecycle. The control layer enforces identity, compliance, transfer rules, auditability, and security. The financial operations layer connects custody, wallets, settlement, reconciliation, reporting, and ledgers. The key takeaway is integration. Every lifecycle event must be visible, controlled, and financially accurate. Issuer and investor portals serve different users, but they share the same purpose: making regulated tokenized assets usable without exposing blockchain complexity. Issuers need tools to configure offerings, request issuance, manage lifecycle events, handle investors, and access reporting. Investors need onboarding, eligibility checks, subscriptions, holdings, transfers, settlement instructions, and documents. Both experiences must connect to identity, compliance, payments, custody, and notifications, so every action follows an approved workflow. The tokenization engine is where an asset becomes programmable. It takes the agreed terms: issuer, jurisdiction, supply, denomination, rights, restrictions, and maturity, and turns them into a token model ready for issuance. Before anything is minted, it coordinates checks with compliance, documents, and investor records. The asset registry then remains the off-chain source of truth, linking legal files, asset data, balances, and lifecycle events for reporting, transfers, servicing, and audits. Smart contracts are where policy becomes executable code. They can issue, mint, burn, transfer, freeze, pause, or redeem tokens, but only when required conditions are met. Those conditions may come from identity registries, allow lists, jurisdiction rules, or role permissions for issuers, agents, and administrators. Every important action should emit events, so other systems can audit, reconcile, and report activity. Because this layer has real authority, it needs security review, upgrade governance, and emergency controls. The compliance engine acts as the gatekeeper for regulated digital assets. Before someone participates, it checks KYC, KYB, AML, sanctions, accreditation, jurisdiction, suitability, and eligibility. After that, each issuance, transfer, redemption, or monitoring event is evaluated against current policy rules. If the rules pass, smart contracts can execute. If they do not, the transaction is blocked or routed for review. The engine also records evidence, exceptions, and reports, so teams can prove each decision. Wallet and custody integration is what makes digital assets operationally controllable. The platform must know which verified party owns or controls each address, and which rules apply before value moves. Depending on the model, keys may sit with a custodian, the user, an MPC network, a multi-sig scheme, a smart contract wallet, or an HSM. The critical point is governance. Approvals, limits, whitelists, segregation of duties, audit trails, and recovery all connect directly into settlement. Settlement is where tokenized assets become economically useful because ownership changes are matched with payment. That payment might move through stablecoins, tokenized deposits, central bank digital currency, fiat rails, or a hybrid path. The critical concept is delivery versus payment. The asset leg and cash leg must complete together or fail safely. This requires integration with banks, issuers, gateways, treasury, custody, reconciliation, and accounting systems, while managing liquidity, finality, jurisdiction, and operational risk. A tokenized asset platform needs more than transaction processing. It needs evidence. Reporting turns holdings, transactions, exceptions, and reconciliation data into views for investors, issuers, regulators, finance, and operations. Audit services preserve who did what, when, and why, including compliance decisions and smart contract events. Observability provides the technical counterpart: metrics, logs, traces, alerts, node health, API status, and confirmation tracking. Together, these services make the platform governable, supportable, and defensible in production. Use the blockchain for what needs shared trust: balances, transfer events, enforcement logic, and tamper-evident history visible to multiple parties. Keep enterprise systems responsible for sensitive PII, legal documents, large files, and data that changes often or requires high performance. The bridge is usually a hybrid pattern: store hashes, references, attestations, or proofs on-chain, while the source record stays off-chain. Blockchain is not the database, it is the verification layer. Quality attributes are the tests your architecture must pass in production. Can it scale as investors, issuers, and reports grow? Can it stay available when a provider fails? Can it protect sensitive identity, wallet, transaction, and compliance data? Can every approval, balance change, and lifecycle event be explained to auditors and regulators? And can it integrate cleanly with enterprise systems, custody platforms, blockchains, and settlement rails? These questions turn architecture into practical design decisions. To wrap up, digital issuance architecture is a coordinated platform, not a single blockchain component. Portals, tokenization, contracts, compliance, custody, settlement, reporting, and audit must work together. Your on-chain and off-chain choices shape trust, privacy, scale, and control. Next, we turn this foundation into operating flows and architecture decisions.